Well, this just unfolds better and better, huh? So, we've got a lot of readers talking about a glitch in the Matrix, probably a paranormal INFJ glitch in the Matrix. I do remember you ladies saying that they had went to Pisces ancestors trying to whatever help me ascend as a healer. Okay, I can go with that. Yeah, and I make no apologies. I said what the fuck I said when it comes to Hurricane Barbara being the first storm of the season, blowing the church down. It's just what it is. I can't. I'm sure there was a church in there somewhere that got blown down by Hurricane Barbara. I don't know. You can go do your research. I don't care. But you just had a reader say a powerful healer with powerful ancestors. That's what it is with all this weather anomaly shit going on and the dates at that. I mean, Italy getting hit March 16th by the Watchers, the Watcher News. My Uncle Bob was a 7-foot Plains native. He was known as Hurricane Bob and Betty Her. Betty who? Betty Her. It's what they always said. Anytime you'd go, yeah, we're going to go see Bob and Betty Her. Betty who? Betty Her. Her. Anyway, I go and I fucking just Googled it. It popped up their obituary, and holy shit, look at the dates. March 14th, 2006. It's what it is. 78. That's what it is. So, yeah, you guys being haunted by angel numbers, enjoy. Enjoy. And every time you think about storms and natural disasters happening from attacking the healer during the Hopi prophecy, think Bob and Betty Her. Betty who? Betty Her. Hurricane Bob and Betty Her. Betty who? Betty Her. Our cousin Bobby was like Sling Blade. So it's what it is. They tell you that starseeds' lives play out like movies. So I'm not really sure how fucking Bob and Hurricane Bob and Betty fit into it. However, let me promise you, my cousin Bobby was like Carl from Sling Blade, and I don't mean to make fun of him. I'm being dead ass serious. However, people thought he was absolutely stupid, and he was one of the most. He lived in the back of his truck and ate spam and potted meat and shit. And was by far one of the most wealthiest men you'll ever fucking meet. He used to make train wrecks disappear for the government. Train wrecks. Hey, Bobby, we got a train wreck. Going down there and get him a bid. Here comes Bobby. He'd give him a low ball bid. Fucking, this fucking guy. All right, man. He'd scrap the train. Yeah, trucks. Get a whole 9 yards. That's what it is. Anyway, he worked for the railroad forever. And when a train wreck happened, Bobby was the one that made it disappear like a fucking magician. Did he get messed up later on in his years? Absolutely. He had to sign some shit that didn't give him control because the government was hauling what he thought was a spaceship. Anyway, leave it alone. leave it to the starseed to have a family member that fucking lost his skadoodles making train wrecks disappear because the government made him be quiet about a fucking whatever. He would never tell us, but I think it was a spaceship. I fucking imagine Carl. I think it was a spaceship. Anyway. So you've got a lot of natural disasters happening in New York, happening in the cards. Okay, cool. I've already found footage of subways flooding. Leave it alone. Right. However, I'm not going to sit here and make fun of Hurricane Barbara, the mother-in-law, being the first hurricane of the season without giving props to Hurricane Uncle Bob and Betty Her. They're Google legends. And it's what it is. You've got that ancestral energy all in the cards. Who knows what these people have done That is a them problem. That was a group effort that you ladies said they tried to attack the healer with the healer's own ancestors. And what is happening? Hurricanes and shit all over your planet named after people I know. Milton, Hurricane Milton. Milton built this house right at the same time as I went to a funeral and they attacked my foundation. You can't make this shit up any better if I fucking tried. Earth Angel. Follow the signs, Pisces. Follow the signs is what it is, and you're going to geek out. So God turned Italy into water because Jesus turned water into wine. I make fun of Hurricane Barbara, the stepmother-in-law. And here you go. You got Hurricane Bob and Betty, 78, March 14th. Oh, God. We're being haunted by angel numbers. That's what it is. Whatever energy is going back on these people, I can't do anything about that. They were warned. They didn't believe it. Fucking, we're figuring it out as we go along, creating our own reality with passed over loved ones. Sounds like they went up against a paranormal INFJ, and now they got paranormal shit happening to them, doesn't it? That's what it is. Hey, you got to keep in mind, around Halloween, with whatever they were doing in a group, all through the cards, you had my father. The boogeyman kept popping up in the cards all over the place. Cool. My father had a body count in the hundreds of thousands. He was a highway hitman for your big brother, for Uncle Sam. 2 tours. He was a provider of Agent Orange. They were in a plane called Patches because it had over 1,200 holes in it. There was only one injury on that plane. This is one of the soldiers trying to unjam his rifle and shot through his foot. Think about that. Thousands of holes in that plane, and not one of them ever got hit. The only injury was Aditya shot himself. Anyway, right? You're talking about Halloween Scorpio death energy. When you see that card in tarot with the monster behind, swear to Dad always told me he'd haunt me. You got Chicago talking about the Earth Angel has fairy and fae blood. My mother's name was Faye. Same as Dolores Cannon told us, we pick our names, we pick our families, we pick the dates that we come in, we pick what we're supposed to do, and then everything my guides tell me are your tower moments that are happening right now. Following my guides led to your destruction. Okay, I can't do anything about that. Are they still fucking playing around? Yeah, well, I guess so. Trying to win at all costs. Well, yes. Go play with Hurricane Bob after Barbara blows the churches down the coastline. God got us all to do this. Angels, archangels, ascended masters, the divine white light has to be a clear and infinite channel for your wisdom at this time for myself as well as those I do readings for. Namaste. It's what it is. Spirit's doing everything they can to get the message across to us through this virtual fog. Right? Numbers never lie. So it's what it is. Well, I'm tired. I'm tired of fucking dealing with it. So it's what it is. You can go deal with hurricanes named after people I know. Earthquakes on Mother's Day. I can't make that shit up any better if I tried. The devil working through Pisces Toxic X. Cool, that ain't Pisces. That's Pisces Toxic X. That's what it is. Who knows what these people have done, but it's coming together nicely, isn't it? Right. One of the Aries readings, she was talking about the healer that's banishing negative energy. It's what it is. We've already talked about the May Witch on this channel. May had a club out in the middle of nowhere. They used to tell me stories about this all the time. We're sitting in my aunt's house in West Virginia, and they said her name in a way that they shouldn't have been talking about. She who should not be named. Think of it that way. Oh, the floodgates are open. Wonderful. They just said her name, and a cast iron skillet fucking broke. An unbreakable cast iron skillet broke in 3 separate pieces. every time I think about that and the curse from a witch that readers talk about being placed on my family, my grandfather, we don't know where the hell he came from. He was raised in a Shriners Hospital. He came from the Shriners Hospital. Let's just leave it at that. At 18, they released him. He had degenerative bone disease entire life. Had a hip replacement, a permanent hip replacement. He was walking on that hip replacement and it broke inside of his leg. Think about that. A permanent, a railroad tie stuck down in his femur. They had to cut windows in his femur and chisel it out and replace it. Something that's not supposed to ever be. It was already replaced. You're not supposed to replace it again. he had a frame in his den. It had the ball socket of his hip, the first part, and the broke part. Like this. It was something that's supposed to be straight. It was like this in the frame. Pretty cool. Anyway, I'm pretty sure if you can say someone's name and a cast iron skillet break, chances are it was a factory defect. It was a factory defect. They had to cover their ass somehow. Strange things. That's what it is. The life of a paranormal INFJ, huh? However, Halloween Scorpio death energy, or that Michael Myers energy, cool. My father, October 31st was his birthday. A 10-pound baby, complete Scorpio death energy. Simple enough. And you've got Scorpio death energy chasing Pisces all over tarot land. Dad always told me he'd haunt me. That's what it is. Anyway, for you to be talking about these natural disasters with this season coming up and people are shocked by Pisces spiritual protection. Cool. Imagine a 7-foot Plains Indian named Hurricane Bob being in the cards earlier. Thank you, Spirit. Maybe I shouldn't have made fun of Hurricane Barbara. That's what it is. Keep in mind, the energy in the cards this time last year was a group going to Pisces ancestors trying to put an end to Pisces with their dark magic. Who knows what these individuals have conjured up? That's what it is. My first connection with spirits was on the land in a place called Natural Dam. So if you're in an area called Natural Dam, chances are you're going to be dealing with some tribal spirits. Thank you, Spirit. You keep getting Michigan in the cards. I went to a Traverse City powwow and had a profound spiritual experience there. Thank you, Spirit. Every time I have one of these profound spiritual experiences, you keep talking about Philadelphia. Cool. I went and they talk about curses being broke when you go over the water. I went and rode on a riverboat in Philadelphia 20 years ago. My fucking life did a 180. Thank you, Spirit. What it is. Fuck everything, Philly. Everything that did not serve just kind of got destroyed by the devil. That's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. You got past life energies haunting Pisces. What a coinky dink. I do past life regressions. Left brain, right brain, subconscious mind. It's just what it is. However, when you go down to the screenshot of Italy being underwater with the Watcher News throwing it out on March 16th, it's only neat to be able to Google up some family, and it'd be right there around March 14th, 78. It's what it is. We couldn't make this shit up any better if we tried. Cards in the upright. Thank you, Spirit. Focus on the fact, yes, they won't be evolving. That's what it is. It's called Those Left Behind for a reason. Sad as that is. They're hating on Pisces ascending when they should have been focusing on ascending themselves. And had no faith. Right? They took this shit as a competition or a game, and they ain't laughing no more. They ain't no game no more, huh? That's what it is. What do we need to be aware of? Yeah, lower vibrational entities. All these cards are coming out in the reverse. They're not evolving. They have no faith in themselves or anyone else. It's a solid competition. Now, oh God, all these bad things are happening. Yes, what you put out goes back to you. It's the golden rule. That's what it is. Lower vibrational energies, that shit won't be tolerated. That's what it is. What they are used to being able to do to people doesn't work as the Schumann resonance of the earth raises. As we ascend and acclimate to the higher frequencies, that lower vibrational shit that they're used to doing won't survive. Can't do anything about that. Yeah, their life purpose has been forfeited. Trying to stop the divine purpose has done nothing more other than stop their own. What do we need to explore going forward? Being conscious of our words. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about that. That's what it is. Right now, you'll go and look up, because you can find things where the Pleiadians talk about monitoring star seeds. You talk with Lyra Ray, that's what her QHHT session explained. You talk to Dolores Cannon, and there is a battle between the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain. Cool. The left side of the brain, that's known as Mr. Stupid, the see it to believe it guys. Yeah, of course it's fallen. The see it to believe it guy, nose is itching. The see it to believe it guys, those are the hardest ones to work with in QHHT. And then when you go to Google, scientific proof just doesn't support it. Yes, well, QHHT can't support their healing either. Neville Goddard, the kingdom is within. Your own imagination is the gateway to the kingdom. Yes, left brain people don't have that shit. What is supporting this lack of faith from the past? Yeah, meditation. They can't meditate. They don't have meditative experiences because they're too busy logical mind. That's what it is. On the spiritual side of things, yeah, they can't figure it out. And because they can't control the narrative, then it's just imperfect. Yeah, things have to be perfect. Has to be numbers. Has to be 1 + 1 is 1. Hell, even Terrence Howard screwed them up on math. Worried about any of that. That's what it is. If everything you have ever been taught is a lie, then how the fuck can you possibly go into a court of law and tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Everything you've ever been taught is a lie. Authenticity. Look at that shit. That's what it is. It's what it is. Right? Hey, if you go and look at the community page and you see how the angel numbers latch up with fucking Hurricane Bob, that's what it is. It was just in a reading, right? To have shamanic energies, anything like that, Pisces ancestors, healing energies, any of that. Okay, cool. Cross-reference it with the Hopi prophecy and a 7-foot plains Indian, and hurricanes being named after people in very paranormal ways. We're trying not to read into the illusion too much. However, fuck, you can't deny it. And we don't know what they did. You would have to know what this group of witches, warlocks, magicians, whatever the fuck they did playing with the dead in the graveyard, whatever, you would have to know what they did to know how to figure it out. That's what it is. Leaving me to my own intuition, follow the numbers. They never lie. That's what it is. We're protected. Blue flame of protection. I call in pillars of light. This is your protection card, your blue flame. It's a meditation. Do that meditation. It's a 9 for divine endings and conclusions. You would be in the center. Think of a clock. Crystals coming up out of the ground, surrounding you. And then you sit in that meditation and breathe the white light in. It's limited by your imagination. If you don't use that's the problem with left brain people. They don't have any imagination. They're logical minded. They have no creativity. Right? Why do I understand that so much? The INFJ uses both sides simultaneously. I have to work very hard balancing and getting Mr. Stupid out of the way so that I can let the creative side come through. It's the epitome of writer's block, all that shit, and they hate on me because I don't get any of that free flowing, baby. Do I need any more cards? Cool. What is an outcome? Soul travel. It's what it is. I mean, there's too much talk of that in the cards, of them attacking the divine light only to figure out they were attacking the divine light within them. They were told that it takes a little while when when you go out to a pond and take a rock, throw that rock and then hide your hands. Right? Wherever that rock hits in that water, it sends a ripple effect back to you. That's what it is. Now you've got domino ripple effect happening to groups because they listen to somebody throwing negative rocks. That's what it is, in a group collaboration. So now they're riding the waves of holy shit, trying to do everything they can to win at all costs. What? Total annihilation? It's the only thing I keep hearing readers say, is these people have earned nothing but total annihilation. Cool, that's the 3D timeline. If you haven't ascended out of it, riders on the storm. It's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Right? When you hear reader after reader saying that the practitioner warned them to stop, cool, Pisces. What practitioner was that that's been on this channel for months telling them stop, no, don't, it's karma, you're going to get karma. Oh, we don't believe in karma, you're going to get karma. Oh God, we're getting karma. Made you a believer. So that's what it is. Namaste.